Downtown Knoxville has been busy this year with new hotels, redevelopment projects, and of course, all of that excitement building around the new baseball stadium. And as we wrap up 2025, can you believe it? We're taking a look back at how much the city has changed and what that momentum could mean as we head into 2026. And today we're joined once again by Justin Kazana with a Vision, and you're here to talk about all of the things happening in downtown Knoxville. Let's first talk about the hotels. There are more than one.
No, absolutely. And we don't have time to talk about everything that's happening in downtown, but truly we're seeing, we started the year, I think, with 9 different hotels somewhere in the pipeline of development. That number shrunk a little bit. Now we're down to 6. Mainly one of the parking lots got sold to a church for $10 million. But then again, we've had another hotel that sold, the Crown Plaza sold to a local developer. So we're seeing tons of movement and a lot of transition as hospitality continues to grow in this area.
And then there's also been redevelopment of other things downtown.
There have been. We're seeing constant construction, whether it's buildings being sold, being transitioned into multifamily. There's still the talk of the big development that's happening right there on overlooking Neyland Drive, which could potentially happen, which would be the largest development in downtown really in the last decade or more, could change the overall skyline. We're seeing an enormous amount of change, lots of multifamily, lots of student housing as UT continues to expand into downtown and the surrounding areas.
Let's talk a little bit about Covenant Health Park.
Yes.
That has certainly, transformed the old city, and that has sort of had a domino effect on other things as well.
And really that's what was expected.
Yeah.
We saw the park would be there. We saw people buying into the area even 5 years before it opened, knowing that this was going to happen. Now how are the dominoes going to fall after that? There's some new plans for more multifamily developments around it. And again, at the same time, the retailers in the city are figuring out, there were some growing pains in that first year, as there always will be. So how will things be tweaked as the upcoming season comes? Season starts mid-April. How is the city, how is the team going to work together for parking, for the retailers that are all there? There's still tons of excitement, and it's going to be, outstanding. The Delaney is now open as people start to move in with the big condos there. It's such an extravagant park. It's outstanding, and there's lots that's going to happen around it.
And including that little holiday light show that they're getting ready to start this Friday, we should mention.
Absolutely.
So going into next year, we've had all of this. I mean, what more can happen in Knoxville next year?
Well, the articles started coming out last year, or in the last week or two, as Knoxville is the place to be in. And this came from like the New York Post and large publications that are talking about how Knoxville is growing, how Knoxville is a lot of fun. How will the infrastructure keep up with that? Because that's not something you can fix quickly. So how does Knoxville handle that? How do we see the influx that we've seen, really since COVID, as more people move to Knoxville and the surrounding areas? We're going to continue to see that growth and everything that comes in. We talked about Oak Ridge last month with the nuclear developments. That's going to continue to pour money. We're going to see continued growth, not just for 2026, but 27 and beyond.
And I think it was kind of funny. You mentioned that we've seen all these news articles. People have had varying responses to more people coming in. I'm curious, what do you think about that? Can we handle it?
Yes, we can handle it. I mean, but there's always growing pains. We saw the growing pains in Atlanta and in Nashville and, all the cities, Charlotte, that have taken on these big growth spurts. So Knoxville's just going to have to learn to deal with it, and there will be some things we have to work around. But in the long run, in 5, 10, 15 years from now, we're going to see a very different city and hopefully a better city.
All right, fingers crossed for that. All right, Justin Kazana with Avis & Young. Thank you so much. Now,